In a small rented apartment in the corner of a noisy city lived a young man named Daniel Carter. The room was small. The paint on the walls was peeling. The ceiling fan made strange noises, and every month before the rent was due, Daniel's heart would start beating faster. He worked at a grocery store, 12 hours a day, standing, smiling at customers, carrying boxes. But every night after coming home exhausted, he would sit on his old wooden table, open a notebook, and write. Not complaints, not excuses, ideas. He didn't want to stay poor forever. He didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck. He had a dream, to build his own tech startup. He had no rich parents, no business degree, no investors, no connections. Just an idea and belief. People laughed at him. His coworkers said, "Bro, be realistic." His relatives said, "Business is for rich people." One friend even said, "You're wasting your time." But Daniel kept writing, kept planning, kept believing. After 6 months of preparation, he booked his first investor meeting. He wore his only formal shirt, borrowed shoes from his cousin, and practiced his presentation 40 times. He walked into the meeting room nervous but hopeful. 30 minutes later, he walked out rejected. Good idea, but not convincing. It hurt. But he told himself it's just the beginning. Second meeting, rejected. Third meeting, rejected again. By the fifth rejection, doubt started whispering in his mind. Maybe they're right. By the 10th rejection, his savings were almost gone. He started skipping meals to save money. By the 15th rejection, he stopped telling people about his meetings, because explaining failure was more painful than failure itself. One night, sitting alone in darkness, he looked at himself in the mirror and said, "Daniel, maybe this isn't for you." Tears rolled down his face. For the first time, he thought about quitting. But then his eyes fell on his notebook. On the first page, written in bold letters, "If I stop now, I'll work for someone forever." He closed his eyes and remembered his father, a hard-working factory worker who once told him, "Son, life doesn't reward the smartest. It rewards the strongest." The next morning, Daniel didn't quit. He improved. He recorded his presentation and watched it. He fixed his mistakes. He studied successful entrepreneurs. He learned how to speak with confidence. He worked on his product day and night. Meeting number 20, rejected. Meeting number 23, rejected. Meeting number 27, rejected again. This one hurt the most. The investor said, "You don't look like a founder." Those words broke him. He went home, sat on the floor, and stared at the ceiling for hours. Maybe he didn't look rich. Maybe he didn't look confident. Maybe he didn't look successful. But deep inside, he was hungry, and hunger is stronger than appearance. That night, he made one final decision. One last try. He redesigned everything. New pitch deck, clear financial plan, stronger numbers, sharper confidence. He practiced in front of the mirror until 2 a.m. He imagined success. He imagined hearing the word yes. The next morning was meeting number 28. His hands were shaking. His heart was racing. But this time, something was different. He wasn't desperate. He was prepared. For 45 minutes, he spoke with clarity, confidence, and fire. He didn't beg. He explained. He didn't hope. He proved. When he finished, the room was silent. The investor leaned back in his chair, looked at Daniel, and said slowly, "Why didn't you show this confidence before?" Daniel swallowed. The investor smiled. "Let's build this together." That was the first yes of his life. Daniel didn't scream. He didn't jump. He just closed his eyes for a second and thanked God. 5 years later, Daniel's company crossed millions in revenue. He hired employees. He moved his parents into a better house. He paid off every debt. And one day, while giving a speech at a business event, someone asked him, "How did you handle 27 failures?" Daniel smiled and said, "I didn't fail 27 times. I learned 27 times. If I had succeeded on the first try, I wouldn't have been ready. Rejection didn't stop me, it trained me." Listen carefully. Your rejection is not your enemy. Your comfort zone is. Every no is shaping you. Every failure is sharpening you. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're doubting yourself. Maybe people are laughing at your dream. But remember this. The difference between winners and losers is simple. Losers stop. Winners adjust. You might be on your 5th rejection, maybe your 15th. Maybe your 27th, but your 28th attempt could change your entire life. Don't quit before your miracle. Your story is still being written, and the best chapter hasn't come yet.